Recording again. So, Aaron, that was a weird little situation. I'll just splice these videos together later.
All right, no worries.
So, we were just talking about rental property,
And then train the
train
trainer.
trainer. Yes.
Yep,
What
got
was your
your
big
funny
takeaway?
picture back there. Not going to show right now.
That's right. That one's only for people who were at the event with us.
Right. But I think for me with train the trainer, it's really just getting outside of your head and trying to do those specific talking points where you're making eye contact with the audience, where you're asking tons of questions, raising your hand when they're answering, making sure you step back. So I really appreciate all the mechanical skills from it, as well as just having the ability to get to practice. And it gave me confidence in my public speaking skills, where now I can jump on videos and do videos and do YouTube. And I got to be the keynote for several different events now, which were really rewarding for me and can use those to make content too. So I think it's the confidence it gave me is my biggest takeaway. And then the mechanical ones were incredibly helpful as well.
Yeah. I think one of the pieces that, they talk about in Train the Trainer that public speaking is one of the biggest fears that most people have. But I think that, honestly, it's one of also the most powerful tools that is in our belt, right? Like in the toolbox, it's like, man, like I have no problem getting in front of 100 people, 1,000 people, like bring them on, like let's go. Like you know exactly how to operate. So being able to influence a lot of people in one shot is so valuable. And it also helps with influence one-on-one. It's just like I would not like all the classes I've taken. If I just took that one, that's the one, right?
That is
Biggest impact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely the one I have the most takeaways still in my binder that I can refer to. So anytime I have a public speak, I make sure I go through the binder, get all the mechanics down, try to map out my talk to follow along with it.
Yep. Make sure everything is chopped in there, especially the sale. I used to get so anxious around the sale. I could speak for hours, but when it came to the sale, I'd be like, oh my God, like this is the hard part. And now like I get excited about the sale because there's a method to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, all right, here we go. Let's deliver, play the game.
Yep, that's it. And as long as you know you're providing good value, then no harm doing it.
Yeah. And that's one of the biggest lessons they teach us, right? Was, you make sure that you're selling something worth selling. And if you don't feel 100% about it, then get rid of the product. And
exactly.
I had to completely revise my product over the last 2 years. We just completely revamped everything. And like, we got to the point where it's like, now when we offer the product, it's holy shit, that's all it cost is. They're still paying $1,000, but they're like, oh my God, that's it.
Yeah.
Because we figured out what they really wanted. It's not like it was no more effort from me. It was just sell the right thing,
Mm-hmm.
Train the trainer allowed us to learn how to do that. Ask them what do you want? What do you really want? I'll sell it to you. Just tell me what you want. I'll go learn it. I'll go teach it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's crazy. There's stories where they like sell something to an audience, figure out all the things they want into, and then go build the course out afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's how we built everything. I'm giving my secrets away, right? That's how we built everything. It's sell it first and then go build it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Aaron. So you're doing digital marketing. One of the pieces right now that I see in real estate that really needs digital marketing is there's two spots, right? Like for my business, we're just putting butts in seats, right? Putting butts in Zoom calls, right? That's really where we're pushing right now. And then in our investment business, we have a wholesaling team. So we don't actually pay for the marketing ourselves. We have our wholesalers go out and do that.
Mm-hmm.
They bring us the deals and then we purchase the deals from them. So we were spending tons and tons on marketing. And then we realized, let's spend tons and tons on filling training rooms and then teach them how to market for us. And then we just buy the deals that make sense. And, and put everybody partners together. Our wholesalers are selling to our investors. It's all symbiotic. Our agents are doing all the transactions. So we just tied it all together. But for us, we've eliminated marketing money and we've gotten to the point where it's marketing training, right? Train the Trainer has literally built our lead gen funnel. So that's been pretty crazy, right?
Yeah. That's wild. And like you said, that's definitely the most worthwhile course taking. And that now you get to that next step where it's like, all right, you figure it out. Now train other people to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So Aaron, what could you do? And would you be open to partnering, right? So say instead of paying up front, because that's the model that, I hate paying up front. I love results, cool. Like commissions, splitting, like that's always worked for me. are you open to, do you have that in there? If you've never thought about it, you don't have to answer on a call. But if I want you to at least think about it, where you put out the marketing and you have a team on the other side who goes and closes, and then you get a percentage of everything that they close. Is that something that you could see yourself working? You'd be basically a part of the real estate transaction on the wholesale, on the flip, whatever the results are. Say we make 50,000 on a flip, you get 10% because you put it up. Well, that's $5,000. Does that make sense? Is that something that, because we have a buddy who's doing something similar to that. And when I saw what your trade was, I was like, I'm going to ask Aaron, see if he's ever considered something like this.
Yeah, it's actually funny. Just this morning, I sent out a text to an e-commerce site where same thing. They didn't want to put up the marketing budget right now, but we're like, all right, we're confident in our efforts. If we do split the commission, 10%, whatever online sales come in, then that's something we'd be willing to take on. So yeah, funny, like literally right before the Zoom call, I just sent out that message, and something that we're dabbling into. We don't know 100% if it makes sense for us. We're going to see how it works, but something that we're thinking about and willing to go after.
Yeah. Hey, Aaron, if you're willing to go after it, I'm willing to test pilot that. I'll go on the appointments myself, knowing that you're putting the dollars behind it. I'll take the calls. I'll go on the appointments. That way we can guarantee success, and then try it out, expand, explore. Because here's the deal. If I see it working, I'll put money into it, right? Like
Right,
if I see that operating, then it's like, why wouldn't we do more of that, right? And you'll see the results on your end. $5,000 for a couple of leads that go and close is a much better return on investment than anything somebody would pay you up front.
Right. Yeah, so that's something to be interested in. Just have to kind of like flesh it out, see what exactly it looks like. And yeah, as soon as we see something that makes money, even in our business, we call it the return on ad spend, the ROAS. So we see that going out, comes back in, just dial that up as quickly as you can. And on Facebook, they have the $5,000 limit a day, but I mean, we've had clients hit up to that. So
no way. I didn't realize there was a $5,000 limit.
Yeah.
I've never gotten that far, Aaron.
Yeah, we have some, like, that's the e-commerce right now has been huge, because as soon as they see like, oh, we spend X number, we get this much in return, dial it all the way up, because it's just follows right along. So
yeah, I got a buddy who's putting $100,000 on his Amex card every month, and he's like, yeah, I see the result. I'm getting 10-15% back, and I'm not going to stop advertising. And in fact, he's looking, how do I leverage more? How do I go get more credit to go continue doing this?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's wild. And then what is it you do to go in, like, dial into a market? Like, what do you do for research? Say you're deciding to jump into real estate. Good thing you already have an understanding of what the product looks like and, how a transaction goes. But what would be the first pieces, like steps that you would take to go and start marketing in a new market for finding distressed property? Because we want the good deal.
Yeah, right. You want to find the good deals. So I guess the first thing too is we do like the local keyword research. So we have a couple different tools that we use to find what keywords are being searched, how commonly they're being searched, what's the volume of it, figure out what those keywords are first, and then we can go in and target those. And then next is figure out, like, Facebook, what's our audience, who are we going after, who are the people that are looking to sell their properties, or if you're trying to train more people, who are the people that want to go out and help you find those properties. Is figuring out, like, all right, who is our ideal customer, ideal person we want for it, build out a Facebook audience from there, target those ads at those people, and bring them in. So it's really figuring out the keywords, figuring out who the customer is that we're looking for, and then try to get our messaging right to best connect with them to help them convert over.
That's awesome. Yeah, Aaron, I love that. So as you were talking, I came up with a different question for you. So I have an affiliate program where anytime somebody fills out, signs up, we just send a percentage to the affiliate, and that affiliate percentage is 100% negotiable. Right now we have it at 20%, but if we find that you're having to spend more money to get there, we have no problem changing that and adjusting to the point where you're profiting very well and continuing to shrink our margins until it no longer makes sense. But it's definitely something that we've toyed with because we're just not good at it. I'll be real with you, man. Like, I am great at selling, but marketing is by far one of my, people in my local community think I do well at it, but I do well in a local manner, right? So when it comes to national marketing and digital marketing, paid ads, demographic research. Those are pieces that you really need somebody like yourself to go and do. And finding a business partner who's doing that is something me and my current business partner I've been talking about, is finding somebody who's in the digital market arena and can actually implement something that would make them profit. Because we're not in the business of just people doing something and then burning out, right? We're in the business of it works really well, which means they want to do more of it. Increase the let's explode this. Like you said, hey, oh my God, what'd you call it? ROAS?
Yep, ROAS, return on ad spend.
So getting that ROAS going to the point where it's like, boom, explode. Like we want to get the emission of abundance into more minds. We want to get more people doing what you're doing right now, getting yourself financially free by buying rental property and not being afraid of, managing a couple of tenants. Like the mindset you have, it'd be amazing if more people had that. Like it would make the world a better place,
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And I'm trying to remember, it was like I went to the Millionaire Mind Intensive, and that's like really what sparked it, because it was like, oh yeah, I can focus more on doing the business side, I can focus on doing the investments. And it was shortly after when I got my rental property in college, the house hack. So yeah, that's just kind of inspired. So I think it was actually the Millionaire Mind and then doing the Train the Trainer were the two top courses for me out of there.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I will give them credit for Guerrilla Business School. I thought that class. Did you take that one as well?
Yeah, that one was great. So I guess for me it was like
very
seeing
salesy.
people on stage. Yeah. Seeing the people on stage and see what ones really resonated, what ones made people rush to the back of the room were the ones that fell flat, and trying to pick apart what made those ones successful.
I love that. I was doing the same exact thing. That's phenomenal, Aaron. So the first 3 days were super powerful for expanding business influence, making sure that marketing was on point. That's what inspired me to write the book, like all those pieces. And then like the last 2 days when it was very sales pitchy, was just breaking down everybody's sales pitch, like what's working, what's not working, what's really a value add, what does it look like they're really selling too hard. So I love that you had the same approach. That's powerful.
Yeah, there's always something to learn. So people could be really upset, like, oh, I feel like they sold to me the whole time, or it's like, oh, I got some good value from it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, look for anything. Like a terrible salesperson, what is it that makes them a terrible salesperson, right? If you're feeling the hard sell, well, what was it that did that? Don't do that, right? There's something to learn in every event. If they're boring, what is causing this event to be boring? And if they're exciting, like, wow, what did they do that got me excited just now? What was that feeling,
Yeah.
I love that.
No, that's cool. I guess if you could explain a little bit more about like what exactly you're looking for, because you threw a couple like the affiliate program, wholesalers are finding distressed properties. Like I guess for you, like what would make sense? Like talking with partner, what exactly would you want us to come in and help you with?
Yeah. So if we were going into properties, right, rental properties, that's a piece that's easy for us to compensate for a while now, right? Somebody basically puts all the work in, we do the deal, and as soon as we close the deal, 10% gets fired off to them, right? If we know it's a $50,000 flip, we're sending them $5,000. We'll hit flip on our end. If it's we've cut $10,000 checks, right? Because they booked the appointment, that got to the house, that closed the deal. Now, went on the appointment, I got the negotiation done. But at the end of the day, I could not have done that if somebody hadn't all the effort front, put me in front of that house. And so, for them, they didn't spend much on marketing. It's a couple $100, but at the end of the day, like, I don't care. I made $200,000 of buying that property, $100,000 on buying that property. Depends on how you look at it. We haven't sold them yet, so in our head, we kind of inflate. Make guaranteed that's $100,000 profit. So that's one model. Side is much simpler. It's cut straightforward.
Sorry, kind of cutting out there, Walter. Can't really hear you too well.
Yeah, there's this thing called COVID-19 going on, where everybody's home on their freaking laptops watching YouTube and Netflix. You know what it is? It must be them watching us right now. Actually, we're live right now, so I took this one off. But the first piece of content we put out there was really good.
Yeah.
So basically, ClickFunnels. So that's where I was going. Have you used ClickFunnels before?
Yeah, we've dabbled around in it.
So Russell Brunson's got in there an affiliate program where you get your own links. It's basically whatever website you've already set up. You get all your links for the landing pages What we're selling now is Alchemist University, which is just all of our training videos. And then we're selling the mentorship, we're selling coachings, and we're selling individual sections of Alchemist University. You can get this one, you can get this one. So it's a concept of build it out and then see what sells, right? So market first and then see whatever sells and then go and create more of that. So with the mentorship program, they're signing up to paying $1,000. But what we're doing with our affiliates is, look, I'll close them, right? Fill my free event, fill the webinar. And as long as you can track, hey, I sent this person, right? This person clicked on this link. And so now we have their name from this funnel. Then we can go and say, okay, well, they came through. That means when they close, and we'll just, say, hey, this is the people we closed. Do you recognize any of them? And just, submit your list each week. And if we say, okay, that name's on there, perfect. That's their referral. And then we're cutting that 20% over, which on a $1,000 transaction, that's a $200 deal. We're converting 10%. So if you get 10 people in the room, I'm converting one of those people. And that's really been the consistent metric that we've been sticking to. We see 10 new people, we know one of them's closing. And then there's money in the follow-up too. So we're building follow-up systems, the emails, the texts. I'm calling through the investor list that we have, and that if you brought them through the fucking funnel, it's your fucking money, right? I don't give a shit. Like, I wouldn't have had them. Like, that's how I look at it. Like, I would not have had them. You give me the opportunity to meet somebody and change their life. Like, I'm forever in debt for being able to serve that person. Who knows what we're going to be able to build down the road. So as long as you're the procuring cause, as long as you're the one who gets them into the reason they met me, the reason, like, you can say, hey, they registered and they're not already on my registry list, we'll just say, hey, look, here's ours, here's yours, and run them through. And as long as you brought them through, man, like, fuck, like, of course.
Yeah.
Shit. I mean, if they clicked on your link to register and I brought them through from some other past thing, but you brought them through that time, then that counts. Like, why not?
That's it. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And it'll get to the point where your marketing is going to be the only thing that actually brings people through. It'd be so obvious, unless we have other large affiliate marketers, in which case we just use the affiliate links, and that's how we track.
Yeah,
Instant purchase, using these links, and we just track that way. I mean, that's how I see. I'm sure there'll be problems, but the idea is solve problems as they come, make more money, solve problems, make more money, solve problems.
Make more money.
NOAS. No S. I love it.
Okay. So you're really looking for getting people who would be interested in your mentorship program, the Alchemist training. All right. So, and then you're trying to get them to a free webinar is the first one. Okay.
Yeah. It's the easiest thing to fill. And because it's $1,000 purchase, it's hard to get them to do that without the rapport. I'm finding even if they want it, like, they still are requiring like a couple of texts from me, or at least a phone call from me. It's not an easy purchase, right? For somebody to just let go of $1,000 from an online ad, it's and people who see me live, they still want to know, hey, do you seriously mean that you're gonna take care of me? Like, are you real about this? And so it's not like, we can't just go based off of, hey, go. It'd be unethical for me to be like, Aaron, yeah, you're gonna make a ton of sales. Just throw this $1,000 purchase in front of a bunch of people and they'll jump on it.
Right. Yeah.
It's kind of the first step is the free, and then that live in person gives them that conversion.
Yeah. Same thing with Success Resources is you go to the free Millionaire Mind Intensive, and then they have there, and then, you're like, wow, I'm getting so much out of this. Let me keep going into it. That's like the biggest thing with theirs. Like, the programs are all great, but then when you can see what they're doing, then that's like when you really get a lot of success from it.
Exactly. And then the next step is, so we get everybody into the mentorship program in the beginning. If they're a real serious player, like somebody who actually wants to improve their lives and they don't have all the skills, or they're just like tired, just like we were when we went to Train the Trainer, right? Like, I want the shortcut. Like, I'll pay for the fucking shortcut. I want more of your time because you've got the skill. And so we have a mastermind that we've created very similar to what we've seen in some of the other programs that we've been a part of. Create a 3-day course that's super intensive, where like they pay for that, and that's where it's like, pull back the curtain on everything. And it's a ridiculous 24-hour experience, very similar to the Millionaire Mind Intensive, but it's real estate focused. It's like 100% like, look, this is how you market, this is how you demographic, like this is how you build the team. It's guerrilla business school for real estate, right?
Got it. Yep.
And so that as somebody's moving through the funnel, we start with a free, then we hit them with 1,000, then it's 2,500. And by the time they've gone through the entire funnel, there's $10,000 that's been collected. You're sitting on a $1,000 to $2,000 purchase over time. Now, obviously, it's still 10% conversion, so we're losing potency over time.
Yeah, each time, yeah.
But the lead's still giving residuals from that first sale on. Is still getting residuals. So we're working on how can we get an earlier purchase, because like getting them to a free webinar is great, but as you know, free doesn't convert always.
Right. Yeah. No.
So getting that early purchase, even if it's a $10 purchase or a $20 purchase, getting something early on, just trying to figure out what that would look like. What could we create that is value add enough where they're like, holy fuck, it's worth $1,000. I can't believe I just got it for 99. Right. Or that's clearly obviously $1,000 product. Can't believe I just paid $49 for it. Like that's what a steal. So coming up with what that would be, and it could be Alchemist University, right? We have had people pay $500 to get in there. So it could be something as simple as that. Maybe give them the free version and say, well, click on this and you get the paid, all of these classes and access. So bouncing ideas around now.
No, it's really good. Yeah, because I'm trying to think, cause even if you have like an ebook or if it's just online private training one, because I mean, that'd be super easy for us to track. Because I'm just thinking in terms of like for Facebook ads, is we can like see how many people like purchase from this specific ad, and then that's where we can look at what the ad spend is. So it's like, all right, you're selling whatever, it's $100 product, you make $90 on it, it costs you $8 per lead, then it's like, that's when you just dial it all the way up that you can, right?
And that's the piece that helps, right? If you can make money on the initial contact, then it makes the ad spend easier. It's just it's a no-brainer. Ad spend, this makes sense. And so I'll talk to my business partner after this call, but I'm pretty sure he'll agree, like, we don't need to make money on the first sale, right? Like, as long as all profit goes to you guys generating, we really don't give a fuck about making money on the first sale. We'll make it on the next one. Obviously, reduce commission on the next one, but because we're fine loading a free funnel. So for us, it's essentially the same thing.
Right.
It's a free funnel. Hey, Aaron, build a landing page, charge whatever you want, and we'll just give you access to sell our shit.
Right.
But that's that to me would be valuable, because now you're qualifying as a buyer. So if they spend $10, if they spend $50, they're at least somebody who understands the value of paying for investment. And we'll continue to create better products as we find out what people want, as we're polling and asking. So it'll become more valuable over time anyway.
Right. Yeah, that's where I get really excited, because that's like the one that we just sent out is for an online clothing company. So it's like we just said, all right, pay us $100 a month, because that covers like whatever our one person, because we have a team of people that work together, so covers our one person. And then if we just play 10% commission, then sure, let's go for it. We're confident in our ads, like our advertising, that you'll see the return on it, and then it just makes sense to dial it way the fuck up.
Exactly. And that's where that NOAS comes in, no ass.
The return on ad spend. We're just numbers. We focus on growth. I don't know if you checked out our website or anything, but
not yet.
We have lots of great case studies on there too of different clients that we've helped. And that's really all it is as soon as we see this makes sense, it just dials way up.
Yeah, I love it. Aaron, that's so I got to jump off this one. I just had somebody trying to call me.
Nope,
but thank you so much. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if you think of whatever that first product you want to do, if it's a $100, $50, whatever product, because that'll be super easiest for us to push, try to get that conversion right away, and then see there. So if you get that to us, then I'm sure we can work something out as a partnership and then go from there.
I love that. All right, I'll talk to my business partner. We'll so if you don't hear back from me today, I forgot, but I'm writing this down on a Post-it note so that I can make sure I get it done. Aaron, so the call was designed to help and educate other people. You and I just became potential business partners. Virtual handshake, my friend. I'm glad we're able to do this. I will talk to you soon. And before I jump off, if somebody's looking to get into digital marketing, what are 3 pieces of advice you'd give them? So you go back 10 years, 20 years, what 3 pieces of advice would you give somebody, a new entrepreneur getting into this?
Yep. So first one is do the research, learn how to run a Facebook ad, learn how to do Google ads, get that first piece of insight. Second one, work for free for someone, offer your skills, work for free, provide them value, learn while you're doing it. Once you're confident, then go ahead, start getting your own clients.
I love that. That's powerful. Aaron, that's been the model that's made me successful in my business. We work for free, we're free, we're free. And then we get paid in the end and we're like, oh, and everybody else is like, holy shit, must be nice. You're so lucky. And it's like, well, hold on.
Yeah, wait a minute.
I just worked for 6 months for free. And I took all the risk and, bought all this. And
yep.
So Aaron, I'm so proud of you, man. I'm so glad to hear you got so many big things you're working on, those properties. I definitely want to talk to you a little bit more about how you're financing those. And if you need any help with that, let me know. I have some connections in the Detroit market that maybe I can hook you up with. So
yeah, no, that'd be great because we see a return. Love to connect. I'll follow up with you.
I love it, bro. Text you in a little bit. Thanks, Aaron.
Bye.
Later.